After a couple of months of being in prison, I thought it would be a lot more fun if I had a buzz. But I was in prison, so it was mighty hard to get a cocktail. But I'm somebody who loves a good challenge, and so I set about the task of finding some alcohol. The first thing that came to my mind was to make alcohol, like Buck, homemade alcohol. I just needed the recipe. I finally came up with kind of a recipe. It was to take a honey bun and a can of peaches and to put them together in a chip bag and make sure it was airtight, and then let it sit for weeks. It was way too long to wait. I needed a buzz immediately. But I worked in the kitchen, and so I had access to things that most people did not. And like a true alcoholic, I knew that extract of any kind contains alcohol. I was getting ready to turn up on some vanilla extract. I worked in the kitchen, and I had seen these giant, like 2-gallon size containers of vanilla extract. They had lemon extract, all these different extracts just stacked. And I was like, oh, like open bar. So I get up really early for one of my shifts, and I decide to be like the model inmate that I am and go to work early. My shift started at like 5:30, and I got there at like 5. The problem is like it was dark and the door was locked. You couldn't even get in. Not only that, but there were 2 old-timers sitting outside of the door waiting for the person to come, just sitting over there smoking cigarettes, sitting on buckets that are flipped over, just shooting the breeze. I was like, no problem, no problem. I'll just wait, and when I get in there, I'm still really early, and I'll be able to kind of stick a cup up there, get me a little bit. So finally, the guy comes, he unlocks the door, and we go in. Now, at this time, I only had one contact in my eye because the other one had fallen out, and we weren't allowed to have contacts, and so it was like a contraband contact, and so I couldn't see that well, is what I'm trying to say. But when nobody was looking, I crept over there to where the extracts were, had my little styrofoam cup. I was ready. I see that it has print on it. There's some print underneath where it says it's lemon extract, and I get up there and I can't see it. I can only have one contact. I cannot read the writing. And so I get closer and closer to where I'm standing on my tippy toes, leaning over the little counter like deal, and I see it in the smallest writing. It says contains 0% alcohol.